Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the Captain's Quarters Show. I am your host, El Milliner, the Captain. Thank you all for hopping aboard with me for another video. In this one, I am reacting to Jesse Lee Peterson on the Dr. Phil show speaking about population control and women's rights and that type of thing. If you're not familiar with Jesse Lee Peterson, you should Google him, look on YouTube, watch his videos. He is hilarious, but he speaks the truth, right? The unadulterated truth, in your face truth. So he does a bit of that on Dr. Phil, and let's react to it because it's funny.
Elon Musk has been tweeting about the Earth's alleged underpopulation crisis. But should we be concerned? We've agreed that it's not birth rate that's causing any kind of climate change. It's not the driver, at least, that's for sure. You think it should be, people should qualify and be tested. You think people should be tested. You think we should just feed them and let them age out
voluntarily.
Yeah, right.
I mean, so as a society, I mean, we value freedom, and the reproductive choice is one of those freedoms. And I think the better approach is to try to educate people so that they're responsible when they have children and they can care for them. But I mean, I think having the government getting involved in anything like this, I mean, China's done that. It's a disaster over there.
I completely agree with you about.
Okay, so real quick on the guy talking about China and about the government shouldn't be involved in, I guess, talking about reproductive rights. So the government should be involved, right? Because we can't have women, soon to be mothers, right? They're with the child, and then they decide, oh, I don't want this child, and then they terminate the pregnancy, right, and end the life of the child. So we can't have that going on, right? Because it's illegal for, let's say, a person to rob a soon-to-be mother, right? And then something bad happens, she gets shot or whatnot. The unborn child passes away. What happens? Well, the robber gets a murder charge, right? Because it took the life of an unborn child. But if the mother decides in 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, at whatever point in a pregnancy, she wants to end the life of the child, now it's legal. Like, it's ridiculous. So we need to have standards across the board, right? So that is a life, and we need to protect that innocent life, period. But let's see what this other gentleman has to say.
Reproductive freedom. I think that's the most important thing we need today. Hundreds of millions of couples are denied their right to not procreate. But you were mentioning
how's that?
Oh, go ahead.
How are they denied that right?
They do not have the contraceptive services, reproductive health services that they need. Those are not provided. And maybe people should supply their own, but they can't afford it because they're having more offspring that they can't feed.
Where's that?
I don't know. What is he talking about? I hear him saying that people can't afford contraception and they can't, let me go back a little bit. I might have missed something.
Provided. And maybe people should supply their own, but they can't afford it because they're having more offspring that they can't feed.
Where's that?
I don't know what he's talking about. Like, you can get contraceptives for free. Like, local health departments have all type of condoms and birth control and that type of stuff for free. What is he talking about?
Just about everywhere. Try to get a sterilization here in America when you haven't had kids and you're only 22.
That's true.
We're not allowing people to not breed.
We see people like that all the time, and you can put an IUD in. A copper IUD is effective for 10 years. It's inert.
Have you ever walked in a grocery store and seen a lady with a bonnet on her head with 8 kids walking behind her? You think that she's being responsible? You think that she's really?
Yo, Yo, leave it to him, man. Leave it to the, I don't know who this is, but leave it to him to jump in and say, have you ever been at the store, grocery store, or whatever, seen a woman with a bonnet on her head with like 8 kids with her, like, oh my God, man, he doesn't even know. Look at this guy's face. Watch, look at this doctor's face or whatever.
Lady
the guy
with
is.
a bonnet on her head with 8 kids walking behind her. You think that she's being responsible?
Look at him. He doesn't know how to react.
You think that she's really taking into consideration what she's supposed to do responsibly? You think that she's not on Section 8 housing? You don't think that we paying for her to house her kids who's probably going to grow up and steal my...
Okay, he's Anton somebody. He says underprivileged people should not have children. Okay, it's a bit drastic, but I mean, what he's explaining, what he's describing happens every day. I see it all the time. Where these single mothers don't need a man mentality, have like 5, 6 kids, and all the kids look disheveled, not taken care of. Their behavior is awful, right? And then what happens? They grow up and they become the high school dropouts or middle school dropouts, or they end up going to jail, or they end up dead, right, at some point, because there's no structure, there's no man, there's no discipline within that home, right? So, I mean, what he's talking about is real, but he's saying, he don't even want them to have kids, period. So I guess he's pro sterilization of certain females. I'm not exactly sure.
My wheels off my car.
I disagree with all this crap that I hear. I grew up with 6 brothers and 7 sisters at a time when, I grew up on a plantation in Alabama, and we grew up
Alabama,
in a little hut house, bathroom outside. And my family raised an amazing family, children. But what the difference was then than it is now is that before you had babies, you got married. So you have the father and the mother in the home. And while the father was out earning a living, the mother was watching over his children. And so you were able to raise decent children. We didn't have government in our lives at the time.
Man, I talk about this so much in my content. The need for fathers to be in the home, fathers to be present in their child's lives. Like, it's so important. It's the single most important factor in determining the trajectory of a child, right? Whether they're gonna finish school, how well they will do in school, whether they will graduate, go on to secondary school, whether they will go to jail or not, the likelihood that they'll be caught up in criminality. All of that is the number one determiner is whether they have a father in the home or not. I mean, that's it.
And so we were able to do that. And in America, we were not allowed all these illegal aliens and refugees to come into our country. So our government were not taking care of folks from other parts of the world, and the families in America. We took care of ourselves.
I think you've...
She is steaming with anger. She thinks it's like almost like she must be the mother he's talking about. Like, right? She must not have a man in the home. She must have 3, 4 kids. She's an independent woman. She could play mama, daddy, sister, uncle. She could play all roles, right? She can be grandmama, granddaddy, everything, right? She's Superwoman. That is her right here. She is super triggered right now. Let's see where this goes.
Pretty much pissed off everybody. But you said there's not anything you've heard that you don't think is crap. So what do you think? You said what you don't think. What do you think?
Man, less government in the homes, in the welfare state. That's what I would say personally. That's what I'm saying. In the welfare state, period. It's done nothing but be a detriment to the family and to this country.
I know that we need to restore the family. We need a smaller government because government don't make anything work. they screw you up.
Boom.
We need to stop taking care of women who are having these babies out of wedlock.
Correct.
We need to stop taking care of these women who are coming from other countries. We need to stop taking care of their babies.
Okay,
We need to take care of American families first.
Oh my God, she is. Look at.
Stop taking care of their babies.
okay,
We need to take care of American families.
She is like, where am I right now? What are we doing? What are we talking about? He is not saying what I think he's saying. Yes, he is, ma'am. We need to stop taking care of all over the world. All these people coming from all over the world, claiming to be refugees. Very few of them are actually refugees. And then we end up paying for their stay here. We pay for their food, clothing, shelter, take care of their whole family, right? But we have people within this country who are living on the streets, who fought and got injured for this country, right? In the military. They may have been police officers, firefighters, whatever, what have you. We can't even take care of them, but we're taking care of people from around the world who came in the back door, didn't even come through the front door and do it the right way.
First, by getting them away from the government and restoring order.
Okay, you're a pastor, right?
Yes,
And you're a radio host?
yes.
Okay. And you said you believe white people should have more children?
We definitely need white babies. And I tremble at the idea that
More white babies. Man, look at these people, man. These people are like, what? And let me see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's at least 8 white people right here. There's a guy right here. I don't know where he is. There's at least 8 of these people that are, I would say, white, right? They don't even know what's happening. The rest of these people who are minorities are like, what am I listening to right now, right? Because Jesse is just gonna say out loud what people tend to think anyway. But anyway, let's keep going. It gets more hilarious.
white babies, that the white group is going down in numbers, because if you lose white folks, America, it's over for America. Because if you notice, white people tend to be more innovative. They're more creative. They have ideas about things. All these other races don't do nothing but destroy. They don't build,
But
they
he's wrong.
destroy.
He's
Well, I said you'd piss off everybody. I was wrong. Now you pissed off everybody. Do you have a story or a
Yeah. So he pissed off everybody because he said, he said the quiet part out loud. Let's not forget who founded the country, right? White Europeans came to the country, founded the country, created the 13 colonies, okay? Fought in the American Revolutionary War, won it. We got our independence, right? Now we have the United States of America. And, have we had flaws in the past and presently? Sure. Like everybody around the world has their flaws, but man, America is the greatest country to have been created, right? If things were done the right way, it would be even greater, but we just have a lot of corruption. So anyway, that's another video. But man, like for some reason, people have like flipped it around to now it's about how this country was founded, right? By white people. Now all of a sudden, white people are like the devil, and it was terrible how America was founded and this and that. It's like, how did we get to that point that we're flipping it around to be like this country is not as great as it is? You live in a country where you have the freedom to even disrespect and talk down on the country you live in. Try doing that in China or Russia. Like go to Cuba and tell their leader, that you don't like the country and see what happens. Right? It's crazy how people kind of go off the deep end. But anyway, I thought that was a funny video, and shout out to Jesse. I mean, the GOAT, absolute GOAT. I love that guy. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. Hit the like, leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all thought about what was said in that video and what I said in relation to the video. Share the video, please. And of course, hit that subscribe, Thank y'all for riding with the captain once again. This was the Captain's Quarters show. I was your host, L. Milliner, the captain. Until next time, I am gone.